Hello and welcome back to segment number 4 of Super Bowl 101, this very special edition of Scott Sports 101. And we are an hour, we are kind of about... we are about 56 minutes away from kickoff of Super Bowl 54 at Miami Garden Stadium in Miami, Florida. And I'm going to get to all I'm going to talk about, and I'm going to give my thoughts and breakdowns and talk about some other stuff too. But first, here's the trivia question for segment number 4 of Super Bowl 101. What running back holds the Super Bowl record for most yards per carry? I'll have the answer later in this podcast. Now, 49ers head coach Kyle Shanahan comes into this game following in his father's footsteps, two-time Super Bowl winning head coach Mike Shanahan, who was coach of the 49ers, and then he coached the Washington Redskins, and he also coached the Denver Broncos as well. And Kyle Shanahan expects to... He knows he has some big shoes to fill, and he's going to do everything he can to win tonight's game, but I just feel everybody wants to see the Chiefs win it because it's been 50 years since they last won it. And I just feel this is going to be one of those games that's going to be really a highly intense game, and it's going to be very close. And I don't think either team is going to score in this first drive, as I mentioned in one of my segment number 1 of my podcast. And I just feel this is going to... I feel Kansas City is going to strike first early in the first quarter, but not on the first drive, and neither the 49ers on the first drive. And I just feel it's going to be one of those games where the team who strikes first is going to come away with the victory. And it says here in the preview here, I'm going to show this here. It says, each side will look to set the tempo today. And I think that's what it's going to be. And Kyle Shanahan will be running that game versus the Chiefs defense. And I just feel this is going to be one of those games where mistakes will be costly. And Andy Reid has really got the Chiefs ready to go, and he really expects this Chiefs team to be ready and fired up, and I think they are. And when the Chiefs have the ball, it's not difficult to figure out. The Chiefs will approach any game. How the Chiefs will approach any game. Quarterback Patrick Mahomes, 15, will test defenses with his arm and skill for reading schemes. He has his game breakers in wide receivers Tyreek Hill and Sammy Watkins, which means single coverage on either is a gamble. And tight end Travis Kelce is a first down machine and a clutch performer all around. Damian Williams keys the backfield and comes off the two exceptional postseason showings, even though Mahomes has often been the leading rusher by creating the way he did in the AFC Championship game with a brilliant tap dance down the sideline for a go-ahead score. And that puts a huge that puts a huge on us on the Niners to get an effective pass rush, something they have virtually done every week. And they will harass Mahomes with a front seven led by rookie Nick Bosa. And, of course, on the outside, defensive tackle DeForest Buckner, 99, has a strong impact on linebackers Fred Warner and Cohen Alexander, who is finally healthy and formidable, having edge rusher D. Ford, number 55, who was a Chief last season, bolsters the limit. And that's very true. Now, when the 49ers have the ball, after the star turn by running back Raheem Mostert, who will be a really key factor in today's game, I believe, against Green Bay, the Chiefs must vary of what usually is a three-point rushing attack. Tevin Coleman, if healthy, and Matt Breida give QB Jimmy Garoppolo options in the backfield. Although Mostert is certain to be the main man, they operate behind a veteran line led by left tackle Joe Staley, number 74, and a second-year right tackle Mike McClinchy, and Kyle Jezikrik, Jezikrizek, number 44, is the NFL's top fullback. As a blocker and receiver, if the Niners run the ball effectively, it could open up some wide spaces for All-Pro tight end George Kittle, who I feel is going to have a big game too. Number 85, the most dramatic offensive player they have. Kittle is a difference maker who will force the Chiefs to use double coverage at times. Safety Tryon Mathau, 32, will see a lot of Kittle, and safety Daniel Sorensen, number 49, who has had a monstrous playoffs, will be in the mix. Now, when either team has the ball, it's going to be really the tempo set for the game, and both the Chiefs and 49ers are really going to collide in this game. And now with special teams, Kansas City has a dangerous kick returner. Mecole Hardman, number 19, is one of the NFL's fastest players. The rookie does get the emphasis to return the ball through, and that can lead to bad decisions. Harrison Bucker is a reliable place kicker with a good range. He did miss 3 extra points, one fewer than his misses on field goals. Veteran punter Dustin Colquitt, number 2, had a kick blocked by the Texans for a TD, but he is generally reliable. Now, so is San Francisco punt kicker Robbie Gould, number 9, in his 15th pro season. He kicked a Super Bowl. Kicked in a Super Bowl for the Bears in 2007. So this stage won't unnerve him. Punter Mitch Wishnowski is a mere pup in comparison, finishing of his first NFL season, and Richie James ranks 5th overall and punt returns for the 49ers, but isn't a game breaker like Kansas City has available. So this game is really going to go either way, and I think the penalties have to be few and far between, and the refs have to make the right call. They've got to make sure that the call is correct and precise and not a bad call. So I expect that with the referees, but the referees need to really turn this thing around, and KC's ref, you can do it, and San Francisco's ref, you can do it as well to make us happy. So we really need to see what's going to happen. But I'm going to tell you, one of the keys to the game is the 49ers pass rush versus Patrick Mahomes. No player will play a bigger role in deciding the Super Bowl than Kansas City's 24-year-old quarterback. Even though the 49ers outscored the Chiefs this season 29.9 points per game to 28.2 points, Mahomes has caught fire since returning from his 2-game absence with a dislocated kneecap. The toughest part for the 49ers defense, which was one of the league's best this season, is Mahomes' ability to figure out the opposition as the game progresses, which was on display in a comeback playoff victory over the Houston Texans and the Tennessee Titans. Now, the key for San Francisco is keeping Mahomes in the pocket, but even then, he can make the proper reads and get the ball to his wide receivers, tight ends, and running backs. Now, that's why the 49ers pass rushers, Nick Bosa, who has dominated as a rookie, and Dee Ford, who was traded from Kansas City to San Francisco in the offseason for a second-round draft pick, are pivotal to this matchup. Now, they transformed a defensive line, that couldn't rush for the QB a season ago into one of the most dangerous in football. Now, this is absolutely true, and they're going to have to keep Mahomes in the pocket, the 49ers, if they want to have a chance to win this game. And I really feel this is what it is all going to come down to in tonight's game. And now, the Chiefs' speed versus the 49ers' secondary. I will say that San Francisco defense to coordinator Robert Saleh had it exactly right when he compared the Chiefs to an Olympic track team. Just check out their wide receivers. Tyreek Hill has 4.29 second speed in the 40-yard dash. Mecole Hardman ran a 4.33. Sammy Watkins ran a 4.43. Even tight end Travis Kelce ran a 4.61. According to the NFL's Next Generation Stats, Kansas City was the fastest team in football this season. And no doubt about that. And that will put a strain on the 49ers defense that allowed the second fewest yards per game this season, but is stronger up front than it is in the backfield. Even though Mahomes loves to throw deep, the key to this game might be the Chiefs' ability to throw quick crossing patterns and slants against the 49ers' zone coverages. Predominantly cover 1 and cover 3, which can be vulnerable to the shorter passing plays in the middle of the field because they allow gaps between the cornerbacks and safeties. Against more teams, that means allow a short-term completion, and it will be up to the Chiefs' speedy playmakers to turn these plays into major yardage after the catch. And I can highly agree wholeheartedly with that. And that's what they're going to have to do if they want to really win this game tonight. I'm going to right now reveal the answer to the segment 4 trivia question of Super Bowl 101. What running back holds the Super Bowl record for most yards per carry? And if you said Marcus Allen, you are correct. In Super Bowl 18, Raiders running back Marcus Allen carried the ball 20 times for 191 yards, giving him an amazing 9.6 yards per carry. And I will have another trivia question in my 5th and final segment, which is coming up. And so I'm going to take a break right now to upload, and I will also have my Super Bowl pick coming up in that 5th and final segment. So I'll be back after I upload this final video. So stay tuned for the final segment of Super Bowl 101 coming up.